Hello everybody, I am the Fluffy Sassquatch and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. Last time we created our character, we landed in Hong Kong, met up with our brother Duncan, had a few fights with some street gangs, and now we're on our way to see if we can't find Raymond. I don't like that, that's a lot, that's too many people. Okay, so if you're playing a shaman with spirit summoning, the little trash piles here and stuff, you can summon free spirits. They have a chance to go berserk and turn on you and stuff like that, but you don't have to use consumable items or your actual stuff like that. Alright, looks like we found the other side of this gate. Or the guard shack leads to. So, yeah. I'm gonna finish poking around a little bit, make sure there's nothing else. Oh, never mind. Never mind. The game said no, you're not allowed to do that. Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped. Mind your manners. Wu stands up tall. Takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger. Someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits. Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope. Guess not. I must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped on us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kicking in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits his shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arms forward, fists blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. Alright, everyone, just be cool. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. Little late for that, isn't it? Listen, guys. My stomach's doing somersaults. How about we all put our guns away before someone gets hurt? The thick troll snorts a laugh. That guy looks like he could use an enema. Something we can do for you, officer? Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We're supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too. Keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. Think everyone can put their guns down? His voice is steady, but it's clear he's coiled. I don't think so. Not till I get some answers. Lake? He mutters through gritted teeth. Why a group of heavily armed assholes are meeting a little old man in a construction site at midnight. The orc girl chimes in. Her tone is light. She's trying to defuse the situation. We do odd jobs. For money. Wu speaks softly, but you know that means he's reaching the end of his rope. He cracks his neck. Pop, pop. What kind of jobs? She gets a wry look in her eye. Her answer is flippant. Odd jobs. This and that. So you were his tour guides, right? The troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again. Kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take you all on an excursion. Wu's brow furrows. Hired you. He takes a moment, looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyber deck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them quietly, inscrutable. All with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face. His jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. The troll nods. Mm-hmm. Wu's shoulders creep up. His stance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. The dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft and strong. Criminal mercenary operatives. So yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. The runners sense it too, when they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong bead of sweat and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. So I'll stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning. It's focused squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. What were you hired to do? You can tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him into Kowloon Walled City. He waves a hand at the three of you. You too. Two large rats clinging to her hip and shoulder poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City? Slum, right? I've heard of it. The girl sneers, rolling her eyes. It's a shithole, the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. We get it. It's a real bad place. Now why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too. Just rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I would have accepted the gig. The Wall City the last place I want to go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of Nuyen, and you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Interesting story. Seems like a good time to ramp down the threat of violence, don't you think? The troll flashes you with a smile that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang. I tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down. Don't you do it. What the frick? Yo. Yo. The sound of high caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter the troll and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropped from a 4-story building. The orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar! Nightjar, come on, big man, talk to me. Got shot. No! No! Turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. A voice blares out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Duncan Wu, Juradim, come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it. I'm law enforcement. Lone Star. Lone Star. He's driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. The dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. These bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her in an explosion of plaster. We need a way out of here. Now. Everyone pipe down. Just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently, as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone? We don't need the rent-a-cops, Gobbit. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head towards her friend. Their extra firepower is, I got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat. And we can't shoot our way out of this one on our own. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. If you fall behind, you get left behind. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna hide behind the trash can. Oh, did I go the wrong direction? No, I gotta go this way. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go this way. Don't be throwing grenades, bro. Oh, we got a boogie oogie. Yeah, we need to skedaddle. We need to skedaddle up on out of here. But if you think I'm not going to shoot this guy point blank in the face, and I missed, really? Really, Duncan? Oh, man. Oh, that's an access point. It might be possible to use the network connection on this police motorcycle to do some damage to their local network. Deactivate the drones. Police drones power down. Nice. And we still got a turn. This is about to suck. Get right up here in this guy's face. We gotta end these guys one way or another, so we're gonna move her up here. That one's down. I wish I had like an attack of opportunity or something. We gotta go all... Yeah, we gotta go all the way up here, so we gotta get past these guys anyways. Sit down. Can I toss a grenade? Oh, no, that costs 2. I'll take that. You can come over here and you can highlight this. And you can summon the spirit from that pile without having to use your fetishes, which are basically consumable summons. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Her, I'm just going to throw all the way up here. Alright, Dunk, I'm gonna need you to chuck a grenade at these people. Dang! I need to get over here so I can get healed. Oh. Heck yeah. You see that shot? That throw? That was the good stuff. You know, I did that so I could heal, and I didn't heal. Good thing they missed. Keep missing. The goal is to get to the end of the street. Ooh, she's out of ammo. Yes. Good. Okay, cool. I don't want to risk it, so I am going to use a low level to heal me up. Oh man, they just keep coming. Oh, there's a bunch more at the end of the street. That's not good. Should all be able to move out of here next turn. We just gotta survive. Oh! Okay. Oh, you use the trauma kit as soon as you go down. I'm getting out of here. Screw this. Glad I had that. That was very useful. The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings. Stumbling through refuse and filth, you make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rat squeaks softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age. More than 20, 21 tops. Need a rest? The two women exchange a glance. No, we're good. Gobbet looks back the way you came. Think we've shaken them. She sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is bullshit. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops. He pokes a thumb at his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For fuck's sake, I am a cop. We noticed. There's a Lone Star sergeant dead back there. Damn it, she was... Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. Don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. Gonna get some of my own people down here. We're gonna find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. Little Orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. He looks over at her friend. They both nod. Disney and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. Best of luck? That's it? Her brow furrows. That's right. What did you expect? We formed some sort of posse like in your old cowboy vids? Right out to find some of the killers and see justice done? We got you to safety and now we're done with this shit. We don't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the Orc girl off. He pulls a security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it, and starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops, confused, and then taps it again harder. Red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. Don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on us, Jura. You and me both. Ooh. I figured as much. You heard them on the loudspeaker. They knew our names. Wu glares at the wall, the storm raging across his face. Fucking hell. His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly, he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc mouths an okay to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes down, crashing down on the PDA Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again, until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the pile of scrap she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you, hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. Smash it yourself. We bury our own. You crush the PDA to shards under your foot, while Isabel looks on blankly. Good. He looks over at Gobbet, sighs, then reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners. I suppose it's the least we could do, after your help back there. Thanks. You people always keep a supply of burners in your pocket? No, I think we understand how Shadowrunners work. So we're gonna joke around a little bit. Got any snacks in there? Getting a bit peckish. Isabel isn't listening. She is staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we gotta go. Right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but empathetic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us, too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you from the upper left corner of the screen. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle natives Duncan Wu and Jura Deem, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The color drains out of Gobbet's face. Oh shit. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell known as the White Star maintains ties to the state of Henan, and is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscaster, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. Camera pans to Chief Inspector Crate. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Crate sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We've already issued an all-points bulletin along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists, but I have instructed the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. He looks directly into the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap in the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen. If you're on an authorized network and take a picture, our systems will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were fucked before. Wu's voice is eerily calm. But now we are all well and truly fucked. We'll deal with it, Duncan. We always do. Wu's mouth tightens. Not this time, Jura. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled it as terrorists, and there's an APB out on us. Heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. It doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with whatever city-state. They're gonna hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe, and the two of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet wide-eyes the exit. Tight as a spring, you can hear Shallow panting as she leans toward one, then the other. We gotta go deep. Hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out. Find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. We gotta get them off the grid too. Way off. The dwarf looks up at Duncan and her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star. You got a security license, right? That means you've got an SIN too. Wu's brow furrows. Of course I have an SIN. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes go sinless. She runs her hands along her cyberdeck, thinking. That means that you can be traced, both of you. You get spotted by a drone or security camera, get ID'd by a rental scanner, or try to use your cred sticker passport, and the HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a system identification number works, runner. So we're stuck in this country, no money, no passport, nothing. Gobbet pulls out her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are. Me and Iz, we were listed as your accomplices. We can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us, one way or another. DNA samples, things we've told you, astral residue, I don't know, cop stuff. The little Decker looks from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her make a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. I need a drink of water before I keep reading. We need to get your sins burned. Delete you from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Wu rubs a hand across his scalp. Beyond the fact that it's insane, will that even work? We burn our sins, go off the grid like that. Will they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condescension seeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide and seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with the siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent? Deleting our identities across the entire matrix sounds hard. Little Decker nods knowingly. It's very difficult. I can do it. I can't do it. Some people can. Organizations, expert systems. Gobbet's voice drops. I gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has that kind of pull it takes to burn a sin and hide us from the cops. Kindly Ching. Let me guess, this Kindly Ching is some sort of underworld hardass? Like a walnut. She's what's known as a straw sandal. Kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate. Their triad. Kindly Chin controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood. Smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. Middle manager. Is the Yellow Lotus a syndicate or a retail outlet? Gobbet leans in, serious as death. Do not get the wrong impression. Kindly Ching is no bureaucrat. She controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underworld. She has soldiers, resources. Smart. She is not to be underestimated. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Ching is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job. Wait a minute. You know this woman? We've only met once or twice. Nightjar was the one who worked with her. Like I said, she's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the cops. Kindly Ching is our fixer. Gobbet tries to make her voice light, confident. Just stay on our good side and you'll have nothing to worry about. Now let's get this done before one of you trips the APB and brings all hell down upon us. Alright. Well. That was a lot. Sinless. You scramble up a ladder through an access way where the sewer system spits you out into the Hong Kong Mass Transit Railway System, the MTR. Crossing the rails, you climb up to the platform and into the station. Above you is Hei, where the rat shaman and the little decker plan to plead your case to Kindly Ching, the one woman they know who can help you get underground and off the grid fast. There will be a price. Ching is a triad boss whose favors tend to come with strings attached. Sounds of a waterfront at night leak down from the stairway to the surface. Peering up steps, you can catch a glimpse of the night sky, overcast and low. The sewers deposit you into a series of mechanical access ways that eventually link you to a system of railway tunnels. Gobbet leads you through 5 or 6 magnetically sealed doors and across several sets of electrified tracks until she indicates you've reached your destination. She holds up her hand, indicates the surrounding platform. This is the MTR station for Hei. Once you go up those stairs, you'll be in our neighborhood. Kindly Ching runs her operation out of a mahjong parlor called the Swift Winds. Wu rips off his goggles. There's an APB out on us. How do you expect us to get this Swift Winds place without taking a bullet? Hei is well known as a protected area. Kindly Ching sees to that. The shadow community. Smugglers, hijackers, black marketeers. You get the idea. Cops tend to give the place a wide berth. Isabel gives a shallow nod. Her gaze remains planted on the floor. Police cameras don't last long here. Between the smog and the cloud cover, we shouldn't have to worry about drone surveillance either. The HKPF won't find you, not if you follow our lead. Gobbet widens her stance, puts her hands on her hips. Now here's how this is going to work. You can't get an audience with Ching until we secure you an invitation. So me and Iz will go on ahead and pay our respects. And we'll request that she see you. Politely. Invitation? We get that. The rat shaman smirks. We'll kiss her ass until it shines. Isabel sighs. That's about the size of it. Gobbet holds up a hand. One more thing. Kindly Ching is a dangerous woman. She may seem friendly, but don't let your guard drop. Whatever you do, do not disrespect her. Got it. She drops her hand, nods to the three of you. That's it. We'll go on ahead and smooth the way. Just give us a few minutes head start. And don't talk to anyone. What if a local recognizes us from the news broadcast? Calls the cops. Gobbet smirks and shakes her head. No one in Hei calls cops. Doing that around here is a quick way to get dead. Thanks for the help. She squints at you, confused. We're helping ourselves as much as we're helping you, Seattle. We need your sins burned as badly as you do, and we need to figure a way out of this shit, or we're all dead. Plus, we could use the muscle right now. Her voice turns sheepish. Just saying. She quickly turns away. See you at Mahjong Parlor. Shadowrunner's footsteps quickly fall away, and then you're alone with Wu. He grunts something unintelligible and begins panther stalking back and forth again. Boot prints of sewer water and muck marking his path on the subway platform behind him. Minutes pass. Wu stops his pacing and runs both hands over his face, droning a sound of anxiety and disgust. It dissipates, and he stands there silently, his hands covering his face and his shoulders shaking with emotion. Then he begins to laugh. It's a laugh that comes from deep down, from the place where fear and frustration and impotence swirl. But the barrier holds. Wu focuses, taking control of his breathing, and his laughter begins to slow. He becomes himself again. Oh my god, Jura. An aftershock of laughter shudders through him. Are you fucking kidding me? What the hell are we doing here? How did we get into this? He drops his hands and turns to you, shaking his head in disbelief. I think I'm gonna lose it. Do what you gotta do, but make it fast. He glares at you. Make it fast. What? Carter is dead, Jura. They fucking ended her. He puts a hand to his forehead. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Sounds like she was more than just your partner. He turns to you with a blank face. More than just a partner? Of course she was. And he gets his hand. Then he gets it and his hackles raise. She was my training officer, you idiot. My mentor. It looked like you two were close. Wu waves off with a gnarled hand. Carter was my partner. She had my back. Do you get how important that is? What it means to lose that? When you're out there on the streets facing down a food riot, you need to know someone's looking out for you. That you're standing next to someone you can depend on. That was Carter. His shoulders slump and he exhales slowly. She was like my compass, or my anchor, or some such shit. She kept me, I don't know, sane. You're sane, Duncan. This is shock and grief. Yeah, I suppose so. He steps back, sucking in a deep breath. Screw it. Whatever she was, I'm throwing her down the memory hole. You know why? He snarls, spits. Because it doesn't matter now. Because we're gonna burn our sins, Jura. Jesus Christ, do you get what that means? The moment we do that, we're dead. To all the world, we're dead. We're wiped clean. He counts it off on his fingers. Raymond, the house we grew up in, my career, Carter, all gone. No home, no money, no identity, nothing. He waves his hand, brushes it all away. We will be nobody. I'm gonna find a way out of this. Just follow my lead like you did in the old days. You wanna bring up the old days? Are you fucking serious? You left the old day behind years ago. Wu's neck cranes forward, his lower jaw thrusts out ahead of him. You left me behind. You left me behind. Memories flash bright. Suddenly you're back 8 years ago on the street outside of Raymond's house. Just you and Wu, the middle of the night. You can't just leave like this, Jura. What am I gonna say to Raymond? You know how he is. Yeah, I know how he is. Inflexible. Exactly. We're breaking one of his rules just being outside the house after curfew. What is so important that you have to run out now, in the middle of the night, without even telling Raymond why? He's distraught. You can see it on his face. Hear it in his voice. He used to be lost without you. Huh. We got a friend in a bind, Duncan. That's all I can say about it. I have to go help. His eyes widen. I thought I knew all your friends. He shakes his head. I don't like this, Jura. It sounds like the kind of shit we said we'd leave behind. Look, whatever's going on, I can tell you one thing. Raymond will not approve. I know. Why do you think I'm sneaking out? Be back before the weekend. Remember the look on Duncan's face as you walked away. The events that followed were a blur. One that you don't care to remember. 3 days later, you were behind bars in a private corporation prison. No interrogation, no charges, no appeal. Years later, some corporation brought some other corporation, and the new board of directors pushed through some sort of reform agenda, and the higher-ups gave an order. And then you were out, with a few hundred new into your name. And one scary as hell non-disclosure agreement ensuring your silence. Not that it mattered to you anymore. You're starting fresh, determined. Until Raymond tracked you down, left you that voicemail, brought you to Hong Kong, and back together with Duncan Wu. So we got some drama. You realize that Wu's been staring at you. Now let's hear it. Where the hell have you been all this time? Why didn't you contact me? At least to tell me you were alive. I wanted to, Duncan, but I was locked up tight. Corporate black site, no communication. No shit? He squints at you, full lie detector mode. Oh, fuck. I had no idea. A range of emotions plays across Wu's face. He stares at the ground for some time before finally looking back up at you with a heavy sigh. Wow. I really don't know how to process that one right now. He shakes his head. I don't know. We're still alive tomorrow. We can talk more. This shit is too much. We're marooned on this island, hunted by the cops. My partner is dead. Raymond is missing, and we're about to go see a crime lord about erasing our goddamn identities. And as a bonus, our only allies are a pair of tiny criminals who would kill us if they could, so they didn't have to deal with us. He rubs his head viciously. Listen, Drew, back in the Barrens, whenever I was out of control, you just handled the situation, remember? With Carter gone, I'm just a raw nerve. I'm afraid I'm going to slip back, and people are going to start getting hurt again. I got to lead Duncan, just like I used to. He stares at you hard, like he's trying to see something inside your head. Then he checks his weapon, cocks and locks, back to business. Good. Now let's go meet with that triad woman and get our damn sins burned. I want to rip off the bandage as fast as I can. And with that, I'm sorry that took so much longer than I wanted to. I wanted to end the episode a little bit before. But we're going to call it an episode there. I'm really enjoying this so far. It's a nice little setup. And we'll see where the story takes us. In the meantime, as always, be kind, stay gorgeous, take care of yourselves. We'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.